Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to share a little bit about what's going on in the garden and show you our new raised beds that we put in this weekend. And in the garden, we have a few things going on. This right here is the collards, and it's going to seed, which is really cool. And then we have this weirdness. So remember the one I told you looks like the Cabbage Patch Kid? We also have these, I'm guessing it's coming off the base of the plant. I don't know if these are going to be seed pods, like flower pods, or if it's trying to make another plant. Oh, okay, I see. So instead of coming up the middle, I guess the flower heads are coming up the side. And look, down there it's gonna come up. This is very interesting. I love to experiment in the garden and see exactly how things grow. Sometimes they grow just in a different way. Like these don't have that. It looks like the flower head is going to come up in the middle on that one also, but it may do something similar here because that's really tight. I think it's because the head is really tight around. And see, that one, the seed pod is going to come up through the middle also. So just something to look at. It's fun to allow your plants to go to seed just because you get to see what happens to it, how it reproduces. And then if you see what those are baby Brussels sprouts. And we've never had any luck with them here in South Carolina. This is actually as far as they've ever gotten. And you see there's just little pods right there. Probably need to pull some more of those limbs off, but that one's got them also. But I'm guessing the way to do it here, because this is what I did this year, was I allowed them to overwinter, and so they didn't do anything in the fall. If they just sit over winter, then I guess they're going to produce now, and hopefully they'll produce before it gets way too hot. But this is a shadier garden bed, so we may not have to worry about them going to seed too quickly. I mean, everything else is going to seed, so I'm not real sure how to prevent them from going to seed, or if I can. I don't see any seed pods on them. And look at all of these tulips. They're starting to blooming. Ooh, that one's going to be so beautiful. And this weirdo, I guess, is not even going to send up a shoot. And then that one, it looks like it got some damage. And then I'm not real sure what that one's doing either. And these are kind of getting spent, which is sad. They were beautiful. But you can see that one. I would call that probably lipstick pink or something. And then we've got the purple and the red, and that one's kind of done, spent. And then we have this one. This is probably the biggest one. It fell over and I tried to prop it up, but that's so pretty. And then we have those. And here's what we did this weekend. So these are just the boards are 1x, and some of them are 1x. I think this big one is 1x12, and the ones on the side were 1x10. And so what we did, we didn't even do anything other than just put them in, and then we took a level on the side and propped them up with bricks on the end. And the reason that we did that is because if I ever want to move these, I don't want them sunk in the ground. I want to be able to move them. So I'll show you what I did. In the bottom, well, down here to prevent grass, I pulled up all of that tarp, and then I put newspaper down, and you can see over there, and then I put leaves on top of it. But in here, I put this is was like a roll of brown paper, and so I used that first, rolled that out, and also I had some cardboard and different things in there. I went around to my front yard, picked up all the pine cones. I actually got 8 buckets of pine cones and sticks, and put those in as filler. And then we didn't have any more leaves. I think we had like 3 bags left from all the leaves that I got this winter, and I went to a neighborhood that's close to us, and somebody had leaves sitting out, and these are nice leaves. I think they're oak, and they break down really well. And so we just went ahead, picked up, I think I got 8, 9, 10, 11 bags of them, and I didn't put it all in here. I put it all except for 4 bags in these 2 beds. But I needed some for the chicken coop also. But in this corner, I had a bunch of newspaper, and so this corner's got a bunch of newspaper in it, and I'll straighten all of this out. It's supposed to rain the next couple days, so what I'll do is I'll spread all of this out, let it get nice and moist and wet, and then we will add, I think I've decided that we need, because these are 12-foot long beds, 12 foot by 4 foot, and so I think we'll need about 20 bags to go on top. What I'm thinking I will do is plant vegetables. I'll plant probably my tomatoes and squash or cucumbers in these beds. That way I can use these boards and make trellises for them to climb up. But around it, because I've got space over there, I'll probably leave that space, but on the outside I will plant some flowers, and I'll plant flowers in here. I'll also have buckets of flowers. All back there will also be flowers, and so, you know, around the base of it I'll plant some flowers. But I really want this space because it's full sun, and also I can close it off and keep it away from the chickens and the cats, who seem to think that this space is for them to poop in. And so all of these things, the nasturtium, the lettuce, the carrots, all of that I planted over here is now destroyed, and so we'll have to restart on that. That wind's kicking up. So I'll spread all of that, and then it will break down. And I did this yesterday to that bed. I sprayed it down real good. I may spray it down again because it's not going to rain for 2 days. So it's not perfectly laid down, but it's close enough. That way the leaves just don't fly away. I'll probably water this again also to get that newspaper wet. And so this banana tree that I thought was still alive was the main chunk of it is gone. You can see, ugh, that's gross. But it just pops right off. And so what it's done is sent up this secondary one. So I think what happened with it was this area gets a ton of wind, which is why where the trampoline was, and it flew away. So I guess when the trampoline was gone, this kind of got knocked to the side, and I'm actually glad that this one is gone because it was kind of leaning anyway. And so now we have this other sheet, and we'll let it grow up, and it looks like it's going up. It looks like it's growing straight. Thanks for watching.